Good evening and welcome to the regular board meeting of the Fallbrook Union Elementary School District. I'm calling our meeting to order at 6 p.m. Mr. Favela, would you lead us in the flag salute, please?
Sure. Everyone, please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Well, before we begin the formal part of our meeting, I wanted to do something quickly, and that is to acknowledge the importance of today, the first day of school. It's one of the best days in the entire school year. It's all about the possibilities of new beginnings. We're so proud of our extraordinary staff, some of whom are here today, some of whom are on our call. Our latest count is 821 amazing and dedicated individuals who support each other, support parents, support our students, do everything we can as we celebrate the possibilities ahead. So thank you to our staff and to the families of our students. It's going to be a great year. And with that, do I have a motion to approve the minutes of our July 18th board meeting? I'll make a motion. Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. All right. Any comments or changes? All right, let's have a vote. Mr. Favela?
Aye.
Mrs. Lopez?
Aye.
Mrs. Rivas? Aye. And I am aye as well. Minutes are approved. Mrs. Lopez, we are now at the hearing session. Do we have any comments?
We do. We have 3 cards pulled. Dale Leonard and Aaron Cordowin have donated their time to Ken Ostrowski. So Ken, you will have 9 minutes. Okay.
Thank you. Good evening, governing board members, cabinet members, members of the community of Fallbrook, and some of my fellow teachers here tonight. My name is Ken Ostrowski, and I am the negotiations chair for the Fallbrook Elementary Teachers Association. And tonight I'm here to speak on behalf of the association in representing one of its teacher members. Elected school board members play a critically important role in the education of students in their local communities. They are tasked with making all manner of difficult decisions that must be sound and well-informed because they impact a school district's success, including personnel and monetary issues. And a personnel issue is what brings the association here tonight. FIDA has some questions and comments surrounding the district's choice to appeal the Commission on Professional Competence's decision concerning Jennifer Humphrey's dismissal. The commission, which I'll refer to going forward as the CPC, ruled in a 3-0 unanimous decision that Jennifer Humphrey's dismissal by FUESD was to be reversed. And I'm quoting from the CPC decision, which states, "The appeal by respondent Jennifer Humphreys is granted. The Fallbrook Union Elementary School District's decision to dismiss respondent and immediately suspend her without pay is reversed. The district shall provide respondent back pay for any lost wages, benefits, and compensation from the time she was suspended without pay." And I hope that all of FUESD's board members read the 30+ page decision delivered by the CPC, and if not, would urge you to read it. It was not ambiguous or unclear with respect to the unanimous ruling it issued in favor of reinstating Ms. Humphreys. And the CPC has been given lawful deference to rule in this particular matter. The CPC panel was the body that conducted the fact-finding and issued the ruling to begin with. So with respect, why is the district following legal advice and assessment which has proven thus far to be wrong? And additionally, why isn't Jennifer Humphreys being paid the approximately $80,000 in back pay, unpaid health and CalSTRS contributions that the CPC panel determined she's owed immediately. The CPC decision in this case is final and enforceable under both Ed Code 44944 subsection D subsection 4 and Ed Code 44946, which compels reinstatement and the payment of back pay within 5 days from the CPC's issuance of its decision. So our question is, why has FUESD chosen not to comply with that Ed Code? Currently, Ms. Humphrey's legal fees stand approximately $65,000, and these are owed by the district based on the CPC panel finding, in addition to what she is owed with respect to her teaching duties. So another question we have is, how much is the district prepared to pay Ms. Humphrey's counsel beyond what she is owed already, given that these costs can easily double with an appeal, and notwithstanding the additional monies that will need to be paid to district's counsel in representing this matter further. So the association believes that it is wasteful for the district to attempt to continue to litigate this matter when the decision by the CPC panel was unanimous. It wasn't a 2-to-1 decision, it was 3-0. It would be in everyone's best interest for the district to choose a different path. And I'm confident that the current board and cabinet will see the wisdom in accepting the CPC's decision and following its directives regarding the immediate restitution and reinstatement for Ms. Humphreys. We thank you for this time this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Lopez, do we have any other speakers?
We do not.
That concludes our hearing session. Thank you. And now we move into reports from the board. Mrs. Lopez, would you like to start that?
Sure. I too want to thank all of the staff for all of the hard work that has gone into the last, well, over the whole summer, getting the schools ready, but certainly the last week of getting ready for the first day of school. I was able to attend the back to school breakfast at Potter, and it was fabulous. CNN just did a great job. The food was wonderful, and we had a wonderful speaker to really kick off the school year. The energy in that room was unbelievable. So it's just very exciting to see all the staff back and ready to go. And the students that were there were excited for us to be there as well. So that was a lot of fun. I also was able to attend this morning to Live Oak Elementary School to see some of the parents bringing the kids in and help direct students to where they needed to be. Couple teary-eyed moms dropping their kids off, one dad saying it's gonna be okay, honey. But everybody got in, and even the traffic between Potter and Live Oak, it was a little crazy, but it seemed like everything went off very smoothly. And just again, the happy faces, the excitement, the energy on the campus just was fabulous. So what a great opening day. And again, I also think we're going to have a terrific school year, just being able to be back on campus and be in school, in face to face. Very excited.
Isabella?
Very excited to have our kids back in school. Good to see that our kids, my 3rd grader and my 5th grader, we're excited to go back to school. So even though our summer was cut short, but we had a fruitful summer. But glad to see that they're happy about it. I was able to attend May Ellis's back to school orientation last week, which was virtual online. Great event put together by Dr. Gonzalez and the staff of May Ellis, very informative. I was glad to hear that TK through 1st grade are not only can have access to a computer, a laptop at school, but they're gonna have an iPad as well. So they don't need to be carrying devices back and forth. It can be heavy, and just removing them around, they get banged up a bit. So really glad that we can offer that at all of our schools. Yeah, and then once I picked up my kids from school today, I asked them both, what's the highlight of the day? My 3rd grader said, clay, Play-Doh. They had a chance to play with Play-Doh, so he loved it. All right, so he had a great day. I'm sure a lot was happening, but that was his highlight of the day. My 5th grader said that everything was, we had just a great day. So again, congrats to the district, all the staff. You've seen a well-oiled machine kicking into gear and making things great for our students.
Yeah, so I was thinking back since the last meeting, what we've done, and we went on the tour of the super summer camp.
Oh,
So
that's right.
It's so last season.
That's
now.
right.
It was one of the highlights of my summer to see how engaged our students were at several different campuses. And I was proud to give us a wonderful tour, and it was amazing to see, you know, what we were able to offer just on what's usually downtime. Kids are at home watching TV. So I think it's gonna be interesting to see, you know, they've already kind of got their engines warmed up to start school now. And I was also able to attend the back to school breakfast, the staff breakfast. And one of the nicest interactions I had there was with one of our school nurses. And she thanked us, and I'm sure she meant the entire board, for the reclassification that we voted on a few weeks ago. And it was a really good reminder that, you know, we vote on so many policies and contracts and things that are just, you know, words on paper, but they really affect some of our staff and our students. And she made a point to thank me and tell me how much it meant to them to be recognized and for their work to be recognized. And of course, I thanked her for what they do because it's so important. And I was at Potter this morning for the first day back, and yeah, it was great on campus. Everybody was excited to be there. The 7th graders were kind of nervous looking, and the 8th graders had that swagger where they they're the top guys on campus now. So it's fun to see that. And I was able to meet our new bilingual community liaison, who is so excited about her job and so excited about all the resources we have for our students and connecting them with those resources. So I'm just so happy with all of the new people we have, that, you know, our returning people and the new positions, and it's going to be a great year. Thank you.
You're welcome. I too was at the Super Summer Camp Day. Thank you, Mrs. Perez, for having us there. It was, as you said, various schools. So we got a chance to drop in and see what it was like at different campuses. And my only problem was I couldn't stay in some of the classrooms. It was so much fun. It was really exciting to see the range of excitement. The robotics class at Potter with the kids, with all of their little robots that they had made in a race, all the way to the music lesson with the kids singing. And that was the one I wanted to stay at. And it just, the range of classes and offerings that we have is amazing. And every kid had a smile on his or her face. It was really terrific. So congratulations. I know there wasn't a lot of time to pull this together, but you and your staff did an amazing job. I also got something, an email that was a newsletter from Counseling Corner, and it is phenomenal. I just thought it was great. It was this issue, first of all, it's really well designed. So I have a feeling staff's department might have had, no, you didn't have a hand? You pointed them in the right direction. Well, it was, thank you, absolutely right. It was beautifully done. And it was tips for parents as their children come back to school. And it was very succinctly done and very easy to read. And I thought, wow, I would have liked these tips when my kids were little. It was such a great idea. So I don't know if we're going to keep doing that.
I do one regularly.
Yeah, it was great. And it really also was great because it talked about the counseling services that are available. And I think that sort of information, as we've learned now that we're going to have counselors at every school site, is really critical. So kudos. That was terrific. That was terrific. So that is my report. And Dr. Singh,
Thank
would
you.
like to give
I'd
yours?
love to. So thank you everyone for all of your comments about our school opening. Obviously, our staff was actually working through the weekend to be ready. We had, taken the opportunity to hire a couple of teachers at the last minute at a couple of schools when we grew. Some kids just kept enrolling, and so we have the most remarkable staff. Our school leaders, our teachers, and our support staff were working all through the weekend to be ready for school to open today. So we've said it and we continue to say it, but we're so grateful to the commitment that both our classified and our certificated folks make to the children of our community and to their families. So we are off to a great start. We were all in all of our schools this morning, and we'll finish. I'll get to the last couple that I didn't get to today, tomorrow. But as you mentioned, the same thing we all saw. We were all texting each other all morning. There's smiling faces everywhere. And having our families being able to be back with their kids again was really just delightful to see. And you know, we had 1,000 kids participating in summer programs this year. And that is for Mrs. Perez, for sure. Thank you. And all of the people who worked this summer, you know, gave up their time to work with our students. And it was really remarkable, as you've all commented on. And what's so fun about that is the kids now are like this, they're just a warm engine, those 1,000, right? And they're now motoring along, but just hearing the comments from parents who said, how was it? What was great about today? And to hear everything is exactly what we work for. It's what our teachers want, and it's what we all get up to do every day. It really is the why about why we, you know, why we do what we do. So thank you on behalf of our employees for all of that lovely acknowledgement. We're really fortunate. We work in a very, very special school district, and we appreciate your leadership and support as governing board members of the work we're doing. So thank you. So we're off and running. We are good. We are off and running. And that's all I have.
Thank you.
You bet.
Very much.
Oh, we have a card that we have someone who came in just a little bit late. And
No
so
worries.
We want to, if we can, make an adjustment. So she came here, maybe. Is that okay?
Sure. Absolutely.
Okay, good.
Okay, we have Tara Jenkins, and she would like to talk about Constitution Day.
Sure.
Where-
Yes, yes.
Well, one, I just want to thank you guys for all your hard work this summer and obviously getting ready this year. I'm a former teacher. I taught for 10 years many moons ago, but I have subbed in Fallbrook Elementary, High School, in Bonsall and Vista. And now I have a home daycare. So thank you for giving me a few minutes because it closes at 5:30 and I have to race, I have to drop my son off, grandparents and race over here. So, and that's part of the reason I'm here because one, my son, he'll be entering school in a couple of years. And I have had the blessing of having probably about 30 kids from the community go through my daycare. And so of course, you know, you guys are in the education business, you love them. And so I'm here just advocating for them. I came across this information. I thought it might interest you guys too. I wasn't aware of it. So if you don't mind, there is a federal law and it's called the Title 36. I made copies for you guys so you can have it. It's called Title 36 Patriotic and National Observances, Ceremonies and Organizations. And in section 106, it's Constitution and Citizenship Day. I used to teach history, so I'm a history buff, and that's why I like this. Anyways, it says on September 17th is designated as Constitution Day and Citizenship Day. And I won't, for the sake of time, I won't read the purpose and all that. You guys can probably, guess, since the Constitution is what we, where our rights come from. And obviously with the last 2 years, it was good to know our rights and refresh. But I found as a history teacher, as time went along, one, you got more and more history to cover. So it's hard to do so. And then two, even as an adult, I forgot a lot of things. And I think there's just so much for us to cover these days. The kids don't get it. So all that to say, what this says is if a school receives federal money, that they are required to observe Constitution Day with some kind of educational program. And I wanted to offer to you, we are very fortunate. We have a gentleman who lives in Marietta who is known as Mr. Constitution. And I already spoke to him. His name's Douglas Gibb. I'll write his number on here so you guys can contact him. He actually, right before COVID, was getting ready for another school district to put on an assembly. So he had the curriculum and everything to do for the kids. I want to say it was like a half hour to hour, but you can check with him. And he would be willing to offer that to you guys for free to go around. And you don't have to do it exactly on the 17th. This year it's on Saturday anyways. So you could do it like on Friday or the week following or whatever. But if you receive federal money, I just ask that you would uphold that law. And I know it's short notice. So, even if you do it in October, if you can maybe carve out time for him to go around and, again, I know there's so much to cover, but maybe 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it is. And maybe do K through 3rd, because he'll cater it to that age. And then, 4th through 6th, cater it to that. And you can go over to the junior high and cater it to that. And yeah, it's just a quick review on the Constitution and how that really applies to them, why this history matters, and so that's pretty much it. I'll leave you with this, and I'll leave you with this number, and I'll come back next month and just ask you, where are we at with it? So thank you so much for letting me come up a little bit late. I tried to get here as quick as I could. Very much appreciate it. And thank you for all you guys do.
We have one administration issue. It's an action item regarding out-of-state travel. It's the Ed Leader 21 annual event. Do I have a motion to approve the expenses to be paid for this event? I'll make a motion. Thank you. Do I have a second?
One second.
Thank you so much. Any questions or comments?
Thank you for explaining about
You're welcome.
the funding. for
You're
that.
welcome. Absolutely.
Well, for those who don't know, maybe I can just read a little bit about it because it really is terrific. It's an annual event presented by Battelle for Kids, which helped us do our portrait of an 8th grader. That was so fabulous in terms of getting the community and the staff and others involved in talking about what we want our children to be like when they're 8th graders. It's sharing ideas and strategies to bring the portrait to life in their school districts. Participants will build and strengthen collaborative relationships with like-minded educators, share best practices and stories of innovation, ingenuity, and creativity, and participate in relevant professional learning about implementing their district's vision of 21st century learning. So great next step for us in terms of portrait site leaders particularly.
Yep.
So do we have a vote? I don't think we did a vote. No, I didn't think so. Sorry, I took us off track. Mr. Favela?
Aye.
Mrs. Lopez?
Aye.
Mrs. Libis? Aye. Aye as well. Motion carries. Human resources. It's the first reading for the lead teacher after school program job description. Great idea. Thank you. And I know that's not an action item yet. It'll be on our agenda, I would think, at the next meeting. But we do have an action item in that category, and it is it is essentially reconfiguring our classified PE assistant positions from part-time positions into permanent to enhance our ability to recruit really fabulous people who are looking for full-time work and not part-time work. So do I have a motion to approve?
Make a motion.
Thank you. Do I have a second? Second. All right. Any questions or comments?
I think that, as you explained in our background emails, that the fact that they are able to get those health benefits and retirement benefits is almost as important as it becoming a full-time job. So I'm glad we can do this because those are more desirable, much more desirable positions now.
For sure.
And they're important.
You think about even just the cost of, gas. For 3.5, now sometimes 3.5 hour positions work beautifully, and that's what people really would like to, that's their preference. But as you know, you can look everywhere, the job market is really different. And the secondary thing, but as important, is the support to our schools, right? So as you know, PE provides our students with standards-based physical education program with credentialed PE teachers and instructional assistants. And it affords our teachers the opportunity for planning time, 100 minutes a week of planning time. And that is really as important because then they are more fully prepared and have the time that they need to focus on being prepared for students. So it's just super win-win all the way around. And moving these positions to full-time will make a big difference for us.
I have a vote. Yeah, Ms. Lucas. Aye. Mrs. Lopez. Aye. Mr. Favela.
Aye.
Thank you. Educational services is just an information item, and then we move to consent agenda. I would like to thank the superintendent for having given us briefing materials on all of these contracts, because we have a lot of contracts. But the information, some of it we were familiar with and some is new, so thank you very much. Pleasure. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda? I'll make a motion. Thank you. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, all right. Any questions about any of the consent agenda items?
I'm just so excited about all the after school. Can't wait.
So wonderful. All right, let's have a vote. Mr. Bella?
Aye.
Mrs. Lopez?
Aye.
Davis? Aye. And I vote aye as well. Consent agenda passes. With that, unless there are any items that anyone would like to include in a future board meeting, I think that we've come to the end of our agenda. It is 6:26, and I conclude our meeting. Thank you, and thank you all who were here today.